Hey YouTube, this is Southern Pepper One, and welcome to Boots on the Ground and news you should know. Lots of things happening in the world, especially with Donald Trump. 2 weeks in office is drastically making major changes, and these changes are against I would say, the deep state, just evil corruption. So hopefully he stays very safe. Pray for Donald Trump. He is radically changing our whole system of government in the sense of the bureaucrats. Let's get right into it. New York City Council is considering legislation that could allow New Yorkers to take paid sick leaves to care for their pets and service animals. This leave would include be mandated by the New York State and make companies provide up to 40 or 56 hours of paid sick leave per year. Depends on their size. So this is insanity. It's going to cost companies additional money. Also, 4 years ago, when we went into the COVID situation, Forbes published its 34th annual billionaire survey. So at that point, there was 614 billionaires worth about a little less than $3 trillion. Then 4 years later, there is now 737 billionaires. So an increase from 614 to 736, and a combined wealth of $5.5 trillion. This was an increase of 87%. So these billionaires increased their wealth in 4 years, 87.6%. Now, if you took the average American, they have not increased their wealth. They've probably gone in the hole with the high inflation. In January of 2012, the typical home income you would need to purchase a home was a little over $39,000. That was in 2012. 12 years later, you have to have almost $127,000. So we went from $39,000 to needing $127,000. That's a 223% increase to buy a typical home in the United States. You probably saw that the Postal Service said no more shipping from China and Hong Kong. This was because of the tariff that Trump put on. And then immediately, a few hours later, they rescinded that. I'm really curious to find out why they rescinded it. So basically, companies that ship stuff from China over here, if it's under $800 in product, they don't have to pay a tariff on it. But they switched it back and said, you can still send it. You probably saw about Political. Political gets a huge amount of their money from USAID, and that's the Agency for International Development. That money was cut off, so they couldn't pay their employees. Remember, Political went after Donald Trump for years and years and years, just went after him with a vengeance. Now we see that money was actually taxpayer money. The scandals that are coming out, the crime, the corruption is phenomenal that's being exposed. You've probably seen now they're starting to have larger protests. There was in Arizona and California, they're turning violent, and these are illegals. And if you look at the flags flying, 90% of them are Mexican flags. They're illegals here in this country, committing crimes, protesting, stopping the flow of traffic, burning police cars, assaulting police officers. They need to be deported. Also, the CIA agency has said they are offering buyouts to their entire workforce. This would fall under the policy that Trump wants to. If you want to or if you want to retire, you can retire early. I think you're going to get 8 months of pay as a severance package. 20,000 as of a couple days ago took him up on that offer to retire. How many of these people that are probably not needed? If you looked at the price of eggs, it's astonishing. It's going up and up. I saw today they say there might be another 20% increase on egg prices. Some restaurants are adding 50 cents to $1 additional cost per the meal for every egg that you use, just because their cost has increased. Also, now a semi was robbed. $40,000 worth of eggs were taken just because easy to resell now. They're saying that 70% of single, divorced, or separated people struggle to afford their regular rent or mortgage payments, compared to 52% of married people. And that makes sense. If you're a single person, you're only bringing in one income, and that just shows you that now it takes two incomes inside the United States, or you need to be very, very frugal and wise with your money. Department of Education. Donald Trump is trying to eliminate this, and I hope he does. I saw a chart this morning. The chart was unbelievable. The amount of money we're spending is going like this. The amount of employees we're going like this. And the test scores are going like that. It does not make sense. In 2024, the Department of Education, just the Department of Education, spent $238 billion. And we ranked 28 out of 37 countries in math. Drastic redoing of the schools. If we're going to compete in the next generation, we have to change the way we educate kids. U.S. job openings fall to 7.5 million in December. This is the lowest of September. Many layoffs are occurring also. Workday, that's the company, said on Wednesday it will cut 1,750 jobs, or about 8.5% of its current. Estee Lauder, massive, big, huge company. They're laying off 7,000 job cuts. They're trying to become more profitable. Their shares have fallen 49%, so they're seeing a serious loss of revenue. Is this because people are just broke and going with cheaper products? Salesforce Incorporated, I think that's a tech company. It's cutting jobs, massive cuts. About 1,000 people will be laid off from that place, will not have a job. State Farm, they're one of the largest insurers in California, and because of this fire, it is devastating them in California. They're seeking a 22% average emergency hike rate for homeowners and 15% for renters and condo owners. Now, they say they're going to need additional money. The state authorized 6.9% in 2023 for State Farm. They also got a 20% increase last year. They requested before the fires a 30% rate hike, and now they're asking for a 22%. So the 30% have not gone through. They asked for an emergency, very quick 22% increase. So they don't know if it's going to be the 22 and they're still going to request the 30%, or if the 30% won't be asked or will be reduced. So basically, insurance companies are feeling it just because it's just costing so much more money to repair all these houses and replace all these houses. Waste Management is a very large company. They're going to be shedding 1,000 jobs this year. They're trying to cut and become more profitable. Some of these jobs are being cut because of automation. So not good for people that work at Waste Management. This is from a viewer. More info on layoffs here in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. The Nissan plant in Smyrna, Tennessee, they're calling for layoffs, or they have dropped their third shift. So no more third shift at the plant. So I guess there's no demand for what they're making. And this is going to affect them. It's also going to affect all the suppliers that they're working for, that work for them. Also, there's a company name is Modine, Modine. They announced layoffs of 120 in their area, possibly 150 employees. Also, just so many more. I think it's Prenovo Nutrition in Spring Hill, Tennessee. They said they've been bleeding jobs for a couple of years. We've cut employees down to almost 50% of what they were. So this is just in that area, the Middle Tennessee area. Major job cuts there, and in small communities is absolutely devastating. This person said, I just want to tell you that I've noticed at the stores, Walmart, Sam's, and Kroger here in Mississippi, are fully stocked to the gills. Every space on every shelf is full. The meat section is full. It is stark contrast to how it has been for a very long time. Is it because people are broke and they don't have money, so it's not going off the shelf as quickly? Donald Trump just announced a long-term ownership position over Gaza. It's to move the residents out, move them to two other countries, I think Egypt and Jordan, and then be able to work and fix that war-torn country. It's not going across well with the Arab countries, and it's not going across well for people that live over there. They want to stay in there and rebuild. I think it's a terrible mistake. It's not our problem in the sense that We don't need to be getting involved in it. We have enough people in this country literally going hungry, deciding if they need to pay their electric bill or buy food or buy their medicine. I'm talking to them daily. Heartbreaking. So no, we don't need to take on anything over there. We need to take care of Americans first. And that's what he's really been elected on. And now he throws this of helping them. I think it's going to hurt him. There's also information, a memo was circulated to officers and agents with the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol saying, hey, you need to watch out for drones. It's reported that the Mexican cartel has used these drones equipped with explosives to go against their rival cartels. And now they are threatening U.S. Border Patrol agents and the U.S. military working on the border. So, very easy to do, very easy to have a successful attack with these drones, with explosives. So keep your eyes, because the president wants to go after the cartels, and this could give him a reason if there is an attack on U.S. troops or law enforcement on the border. Gold is steadily climbing. It's up another $24 this morning to hit 2,900, excuse me. We also have reports that India is accepting some of their migrants back. There was a military flight that went to India. I think it was only a couple hundred on the plane. We're paying a lot of money to take these people from the United States back to their home country, and where most of them either came in illegally through Canada or Mexico. Would it not be proper to push them across the border, let Mexico decide what to do with them, let Canada decide? They're the ones that let him into their country, that didn't stop them. So the U.S. is going to have a huge bill to get these people back to their country. I think Mexico and Canada needs to share some of the responsibility on this. California is passing a bill. They're trying to spend $50 million, and basically it's to resist what Trump is doing, to stop his agenda. So they're going to use half of the funding, $25 million, will go to the Office of California Attorney General and the California Department of Justice in order to mitigate the impact of actions taken by the federal government against these migrants. Also, $25 million will go to organizations and nonprofits, and this is going to provide legal assistance to illegal aliens. So the Republicans in California tried to stop it, but did not stop. The funny thing is, California is reaching out their hand to Trump to ask for $275 billion in damages to help him pay that. So one hand is asking for money, the other hand is hindering Trump's policies about immigration. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So there you go. A lot of news is happening. Things are being exposed. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for Elon Musk. We have to get this country on the right track. And financially, they're doing a lot, but there's still a lot of waste, fraud, and misuse of taxpayer money that needs to occur. Thanks for watching.